Today's a fun day. I'm in Tulsa for our monthly Chamberlain Tulsa agents meeting. Great group of people. It's gonna be super fun. But I'm having my friend Alfredo come and share a little bit, and then I'm going to interview him afterwards. And basically, Alfredo is a lender who's built a phenomenal business in Oklahoma. Great guy, amazing leader. And I'm excited to pick his brain. Right now, the economy is tough. It's difficult to be a lender. Honestly, there are thousands of loan officers across the country who are dropping out of the business because it's so tough. But Alfredo, he's a smart guy, he's a disciplined guy, he's finding ways to make it through, and not only make it through, but to thrive in a different environment. So I want to pick his brain and say, what in the world are you doing? How are you doing it? And let's learn from his business sense as much as we can to be encouraged. So today will be fun. Got some donuts for the crew, and let's go on a little journey.
You want to do a video interview?
Oh yeah.
Come on, baby.
We're here with Alfredo Madrid in his awesome studio.
That's right. That's
All right. So you're with Mortgage Link?
I am with the Mortgage Link. We've been here, since March.
Right on. And you've built an amazing mortgage empire, I would say. I don't know if you call it an empire.
I probably wouldn't call it an empire quite yet, but we're working on it.
How many LOs do you currently have?
We have 10 LOs.
10
It will,
LOs.
as the company, not as a company, it's just my group.
No, right,
10
yeah,
LOs.
just here, yeah.
We're very team-based, so we build around LOs. I'd probably say it's closer to, 10 plus 2 that are in training.
Yeah, it's awesome. Okay, so here's the big question for the day. Imagine you're talking to an agent who's staring in the eyes and saying, I don't know what to do. Like, can't get business. Everybody tells me the economy stinks. They don't want to mess with mortgage rates. They want to stay in their house. I don't know what to do. What the heck do I do to find new business? And I'm sure you're facing this with loan officers across the country. Do you know the numbers of how many there were and how many there are? I can't remember, but it's thousands.
I'm part of the Department of Consumer Credit, and when I when I started there was about 6,000. Then at the peak during COVID, it got up to like 12,000.
Right.
And we're down close to 9. And I estimate that after this renewal period at the end of the year, we'll be back down to that 7,000, 8,000. So it's going to be about half of what it was at the peak.
Thousands of dropping out. So what's the difference between the ones who are figuring it out, finding ways to keep moving forward, and the ones who are dropping out?
The ones that are figuring it out are figuring out that this is no longer an order-taking environment. A lot of people got into it while it was order-taking, and it seemed like you had to figure it out. But the ones that are figuring out how to adjust are the ones that are asking themselves, how can I give more value to my client?
Yeah.
And how can I install processes and procedures and habits that help me gain business?
Yeah.
I've always said this, most people play short-term, right? Like, they're trying to get that deal right now instead of putting processes in place that are going to down the road.
Yeah.
CRM, for example. I always think it's weird when people say, I don't have time to fill my CRM out, I'm too busy.
Yeah.
Well, you're setting yourself up for failure during difficult times.
Absolutely. Yeah. And right now is such a great time for agents to okay, yes, it is a little bit slower for you. So stop, think, what are the main things you have not put in place that you can put in place now?
Yeah. Yes, totally. I mean, what's that saying? Like, the best day to plant a tree is 20 years ago.
Right.
And the second best day is today.
Yeah.
So even if you only have a handful of leads that you're putting in there, start now, because when it gets busy, you're going to have not only a process to sustain it, but when it gets slow, you're going to have a well to go pull water from.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I think my guess is that as the economy continues forward, at some point the interest rates will probably lower. When that happens, my guess is we'll have this big flood of people trying to buy houses, and then of course the price are going to go up again. I think it's going to be a little bit crazy. So when that moment happens, you got to make sure everything is ready to go, but also figure out how to do business right now. I think one of my biggest suggestions for an agent trying to figure it out is build your brand now. If you haven't taken the time to create some marketing that you love, some elements that you think are amazing, some something you can put in somebody's hand or send them to with their website, something that gets them excited about who you are and why you're different. My goodness, like go spend 3-4 hours today. Like it doesn't take that long, right? Get it done, get it knocked out, get it finished, and then figure out, okay, what's the next piece? Figure out a few pieces of the puzzle that you can create to hand to people to help grow your business. I think now's the perfect time to do it, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think right now is when you do have that margin to be able to do that. We always complain that we don't have time to set those things up.
Yeah.
And then the time gets here and people waste their time kicking rocks.
Yeah.
You know, talking about the bad market instead of being like, you know, this could be an opportunity for me. Why don't I go get my marketing set up? Why don't I go get my Facebook or ads or whatever you like to do to get business? Go get it set up.
So, okay, you got put together something that you love, that you're excited about. Then you got to have people to give it to, right? National Association of Realtors says 80 conversations with different people have one closing. So you got to have a system to get people in. You talk about referrals, like you want to do a certain number of deals a year, how many referrals you can get, right? So what would you encourage somebody that's just like, I have no business, what do I do? How do they find those people to start connecting with?
I mean, you know, 1,000-mile journey starts with one step, right? So I really think it's important just to take that first step. It's overwhelming to think like, man, I need to do 5 million next year, 3 million, 10 million to sustain or to hit my goals. It's just overwhelming, or it's even like underwhelming, meaning like it seems like too far away from me.
Yeah.
But if you break down that I want to do 48 transactions a year, which is 4 a month, which if you do the numbers, that'll take you, 20% conversion, that takes you 20 referrals a month.
Yeah.
Well, then that's easy to break down. I just really need 5 referrals a week. Well, then I just need 1 referral a day. So we just broke that down all the way to 1 day. If I get 1 referral per day, period, I will close 48 transactions.
Right. Yeah.
And that I can comprehend. If it's 4 o'clock and I haven't gotten it, I'm going to get on the phone and call.
Yeah, get to it. We just did the math on somebody who is wanting to earn $50,000 the next year. So if we're going off with the NAR statistic of 80 conversations, okay, break it all the way down. You need 8 conversations a day with different people. That's it. Like, come on, you can make 50 grand in a year if you have 8 conversations with different people. It's not that hard. So you just gotta find a place, find a way, find a well that you can dig and pull those people out.
People overcomplicate it. I was talking to an agent the other day and I said, you have to have X face-to-faces a week. He said, well, what do I say to him? I said, 1, I can help you with that. But right now that doesn't matter. That will happen organically.
Yeah.
Right now, get yourself in front of 8 people a week and I promise you're gonna figure it out. We're gonna figure it out together.
Yeah.
It's waiting till you know exactly what to say, when to say, and having the perfect marketing. You're like waiting for all these stars to line up before you even make one move.
Yeah.
That's the worst thing that you can do, right? Like just get out there and have activity, meet 8 people, and I promise you'll get business.
Yeah, and like throw yourself in the fire a little bit. So I'm a big fan of having something kind of different or exciting or enticing to get people to open the door for you. And so, like I think with your marketing, you should have something that you're proud of. Like, hey, have you heard about this new thing I'm doing? And you might even, the words may even come out of your mouth. You may not know what the new thing is yet. But just the fact that you're like taking the one step down the road to begin that new thing. Like when I very first started, I created this FSBO Plus plan. And it was a listing plan for sale by owners. It was legit a gimmick to help me open the door with people. But it was real, like, hey, this is for sale by owner. I understand you're trying to keep the money. I totally get it. I want you to keep the money as much as you can. But also I recognize 95% of sellers are going through the MLS with a realtor. So what if I came alongside you and I helped you sell your own house? Tell you what, if you sell it on your own, don't pay me a dime. You keep all the money, because that's ultimately like, I want you to keep your money. But if I can help you sell it, let's do this deal. And I would pitch something,
Yeah.
But it was just a door opener, a way to like give me confidence to have a conversation with somebody that we could potentially work with. So I think you got to have like a bag full of those tools to pull out and something to like help you open doors in different scenarios as you talk to different people.
Well, you had a recipe, right? And the cool thing about a recipe is if you know the recipe, you can adjust it. If these cookies take too salty, add something different. So if you have a way you do things, you just keep adjusting it till you perfect it, and you get more conversion that way, right? Absolutely. So you just have to know how are you talking, what's happening in the process at the beginning, what's happening in the middle, what's happening at the end.
Yeah.
If it's not working, you change a little bit of everything or a little bit of there and then adjust it.
And so like, create your marketing, create your gimmick, I don't know if it's the right word, but like create your offer for the first sale by owner, create your offer for the open house, create your offer for all these different scenarios. Have it ready to go to throw out there.
So speaking of empires, how big is Chamberlain Realty now?
Oh, a lot of people.
And how fast, like I just did quick, and this could be a whole nother talk, another podcast here, but like where'd you see the most growth? Like what day did you go, man, we were just there and I can't believe we're here now?
So for reference, right now we're in 2023. We have about 350 agents across the country, or across
Across the country,
but across the state. And so we started with just a couple people in my living room 5 years ago. That first year was a really fun year. We went from we basically had 10, 12-ish most of the year, and then the last few months we started to grow to like 35. But then that next year was super fun because we went from 35 to 135. We added 100
agents.
Second year, yeah.
So in 5 years, you've gone from working out of your house with a couple of agents to 350 agents.
Right. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's been a while. It's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But it was the same. Okay, I gotta have something great to market. I gotta know who I'm gonna go talk to. I gotta have more conversations than other people. I gotta have an offer to let them know. Something that's exciting to open the door for them, and to build that trust with them. Right.
Yeah.
It was no different really than what agents trying to sell houses.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's
Very
been
cool.
wild. Okay, so once you get your offer, you've got your marketing, then you start connecting with people. You're the king of follow-up. So Teach us just a little, once they get those pieces in play, what do they do to actually convert it to some?
There's a pot of gold at the other side of awkward, is what I always tell.
Yeah.
It's I think the follow-up is what scares most people off. I think it's what separates the good realtors, the good agents from the other one. I truly believe in my heart I'm bringing value to the client.
Yeah.
So when I follow up and follow up and follow up, it's because I want them to receive that value, right? I don't consider it bothering them.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people shy away because maybe that person answered and didn't give them the time of day, or didn't answer, or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
But to me, I have no problem following up because I really truly believe I have something good for my clients.
Yeah.
And so I just bank on that. I bank on that. I bank that I'm going to give them value, number one, and number two, the competition is going to give up at some point. I know.
Yeah, exactly. And then I think the name of the game is trying to be creative. How can I creatively reach out in a way that's still bringing value each and every time without kind of beating a dead horse, coming up with new ideas, new offers, whatever, which doesn't take that much time. Just spend a few minutes to think about it.
Here's the secret. The secret is when I'm going to make the call and trying to give value, I make it about them and not me.
Yeah.
Most of us, we worry about if I'm going to look can I say something to make them believe I have value, instead of going what is it the thing that he needs the most, and how can I help him get that? And then you pick up the phone and call. It's a different conversation.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. All right, so you market, you find a way to get your foot in the door, you start connecting with more people, you follow up well, you finally have some closings. I think one of the other one of the other key things to success is when you have success, not getting lazy. Right, doing the right things that made you successful.
You get complacent.
Yeah,
complacency is really the true enemy of success, right?
Yeah.
You get to a point where you're comfortable. You're I think I got this. I'm guilty as charged of that as well too. You get to a point where you think you got that. And remember those stationary bikes?
Yeah.
Where you pedal, and then if you pedal hard enough, you get to take a break.
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes I do that, and I take too long of a break.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's you got to keep at it.
Yeah. You just got to do the right things consistently. Do the right things every day. You're gonna be fine.
That's right.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, man. It's been fun. Thanks for your
That
time.
was awesome. Yeah. Thank you. See you later.